Welcome to the Flip-Flop Olympics, where we'll see who can do the most impressive flip-flopping on abortion. Now on the field today, we have some terrific competitors, and they'll be competing in the Arizona abortion law arena.
Now, this law, it is so strict that even Texas and Florida are like, damn, that's cold, y'all. It bans all abortions, period. Unless the life of the mother is in imminent danger, and hey, fun fact, it's a law from so long ago that dinosaurs didn't even exist yet.
It's exciting stuff. First up, we have Carrie Lake, who is performing a single but elegant flip-flop because she knows that being pro-life will make her pro-lose. Let's see what she can do.
I'm incredibly thrilled that we are going to have a great law that's already on the books, so it will prohibit abortion in Arizona.
The Arizona Republican Senate candidate yesterday came out strongly against Arizona's Supreme Court ruling. She wrote in part, "I am the only woman and mother in this race. I understand the fear and anxiety of pregnancy and the joy of motherhood. I oppose today's ruling."
Oh, nicely done. That is a complete reversal. The judges are going to love that. But she's up against some stiff competition from Donald Trump, who is doing the rare quadruple flip-flop. It is a tough one. Let's see if you can pull it off.
Well, I did something that nobody thought was possible. I got rid of Roe v. Wade.
Number of weeks now, people are agreeing on 15, and I'm thinking in terms of that.
Now it's up to the states to do the right thing.
Never thought it'd go too far. Yeah, they did, and that'll be straightened out.
Wow, that was masterful. Absolutely stunning. This is why he is one of the best in the game. But there is a team here that still has the power to give him a run for his money, and that's the Arizona GOP, headed up by team captain Republican State Representative Matt Gress. Let's see what they can do.
Republican State Representative Matt Gress says today's, quote, ruling cannot stand. But it was just last year that he was pushing a bill to declare fetuses as people, which obviously would make abortion illegal.
Republicans who control the House used procedural maneuvers today to block the vote from happening at all.
I move that we recess to the sound of the bill immediately.
You've heard the secondary motion.
Amazing! The absolute gall it took to do that. I haven't seen flip-flopping that good in a long time. Arizona GOP, you have won the gold for the most masterful execution of a triple, total flip-flop in our nation's history.
Great job, guys. Great job. House Speaker Mike Johnson has a difficult choice to make on Ukraine. Does he work with Democrats to pass necessary and important legislation, or does he screw over the whole of the Western world for short-term personal gain? It's a tough call. If he moves the legislation forward, he just might save millions of innocent lives. But on the other hand, if he does that, MTG will try and kick him out of his really nice office. Dude, it's got its own bathroom. It's just hard to know what's the right thing to do. Marjorie Taylor Greene is pretty disappointed in her own party.
Our Republican House majority has failed completely.
Aw, that's sad, Marge. Here to give her some advice is our chief life coach correspondent, Jen Haston. Jen, what would you say to Marjorie Taylor Greene as she's saying that the House GOP has failed?
I would say, Marge, honey, that's not true. You folks have done lots of stuff. Sure, you, set a record for the number of different House speakers. I mean, we didn't even know it was possible to go through that many House speakers till you came along. And, you guys voted for those commemorative coins for the Marine Corps. And you renamed that clinic in Michigan. Marge, look at it this way. Failure isn't the last step, it's the next step. And you guys have made a lot of next steps. Like, God, so many next steps. A lot of them. So hold your head up high and embrace your power to fail even more. I'm sure there's a lot more failure ahead for you.
I think you're right. Thanks, Jen. Intelligence services are warning of a high probability of attacks by Iran on Israeli and U.S. targets in the coming days. The DoD is working closely with the president's team, and the House of Representatives has taken the situation by the reins and agreed to become bogged down in pointless infighting, finger-pointing, and, according to Lauren Boebert's office, a series of high-profile tantrums and/or handjobs. At a fundraiser, Donald Trump said he only wants immigrants from, quote, nice countries. A reporter for MSNBC, who upon hearing that statement clearly peed themselves a tiny bit, pressed the felon for examples of such countries. Ooh, let's see. Big, beautiful countries like New Jersey, Paris, that one massage parlor in Chinatown that does the hand stuff, wherever the hell Melania's from, the Kremlin, and other golfing countries. Just no foreigners from shithole countries like Scotland, Puerto Rico, Samoa, Sears, and the Banana Republic. Trump's done so many crimes at this point that now he's bringing back his greatest hits for a sequel. Remember that time that he lied about the value of his properties and was found guilty to the tune of $500 million? Well, now he's been boasting about the value of Truth Social on the social network, and that may have painted a misleading picture for investors, which would be an SEC violation. I wonder which crime they'll bring back next. I'm hoping we're about to find a stash of classified documents in a golf cart cup holder. Great news! The moon did such a good job with the eclipse that it's getting its own time zone from NASA. Now listen, I love the moon as much as the next person. Where else would we get cheese after all? But the moon does one neat thing that sure moves you to tears and makes you reflect on your tiny insignificant place in this wide horrible universe. And we start talking about giving it a time zone? Let's not forget that the moon left us to work on itself, okay? We don't need to validate it anymore other than being forced to look at it every night and then every 20 years or so go, yes, moon, very good job. You stepped in front of the other thing. The moon has all the attention it needs, okay? Let's not inflate its ego. Country music star Morgan Wallen was arrested on felony charges after throwing a chair from a rooftop bar. First, he's using the N-word and now getting arrested for reckless endangerment. They never got Willie Nelson for throwing a chair off a roof. They got him for unpaid taxes in 1990, though. Morgan, have you thought about maybe just not paying your taxes? More bad news for Boeing as a Southwest Airlines flight failed to take off when part of one jet engine sheared away on the runway. So if you had Boeing on your major airplane snafu bingo card, you still win! The Vatican is condemning gender-affirming surgery, or, to put it another way, men in dresses say men shouldn't wear dresses. When asked if the Vatican extends this condemnation to all gender-affirming procedures like breast implants, BBLs, hair transplants, leg lengthening, purchasing a Cybertruck, etc., they responded with, no, just the bad kind. I think we all know who we're talking about here. A gross, strange mass has washed up on a beach in Malaysia. Scientists are still not 100% sure what it is, so we sent our own Mike Dynamo to Malaysia to get the scoop on the goop. Mike, what can you tell us?
Thanks, Andrea. I'm here on the beach with this mystery mass still baking in the tropical sun. So far, I can say for certain that whatever this chingadera is, it's extremely dead and has been for a while.
Okay, interesting. And as our investigative journalist, how do you plan to discover the truth behind that hot, stinky mess?
Well, I went to get some ice cream earlier. You should have an expense reimbursement request in front of you for that, by the way. Well, anyway, I was researching all the ice cream flavors most important to this story. I stole the tasting spoon. So I'm going to give this thing a taste, and we're going to see what science tells us.
Oh, God, no. But then again, looking at these expenses, yeah, why don't you give that thing a taste?
Okay, let's try the steaming beach mess. Sweet, nutty, rich, creamy, a hint of caramel and marshmallows. Okay, I can say for certain after careful and very expensive research that whatever has washed up on this remote Malaysian beach tastes like Rocky Road ice cream. Yes, 100% Rocky Road ice cream.
Rocky Road? God damn it, I'm not approving this expense report, and I want to see you in my office the second you get back. Bring me a scoop of pistachio and a waffle cone. Chechnya, in its footloosian wisdom, has banned music that is too fast or too slow. The Minister of Culture announced the decision to some very confused applause, or maybe it was just a couple of people clapping on 1 and 4. The head of the Chechnyan Tourism Board has since applied for its second job, shoveling shit in the street, citing a heroic amount of on-the-job experience. And finally tonight, Salmon once again proved that they are smarter than the humans they feed, as 100,000 of them flopped their way into a creek and escaped after the truck carrying them crashed. We would like to extend our thoughts and prayers to the driver of this truck, as his family and friends will likely laugh at him forever. That wraps up this week's episode. If you're digging it, give us the old like and subscribe and share and mail us a cupcake. We'll see you next week. Love you. Bye.
Back once again with the resurrection. We trying this app to make sure sections itself in the right place. I ain't getting worried. All I'm gonna do here is come and finish the story.